Adam, we are live. It's not live. It's going to go out later, but we are live, 10:07 p.m. Eastern Standard. That is Cleveland time for those keeping track at home. Adam, close to Cleveland. You're down in Lexington, Kentucky at the moment. Take me through real quick. I know this is a hockey episode. We have 8 playoff series to talk about, jam-packed epi. But what's the early essence you've gotten of Lexington, Kentucky? Like, what's going on in the chin of the HQ of the Colonel?
This is the bluegrass state, and so actually, yeah, I'm here where it's 10:07, as you mentioned, because I'm here on business. And actually, as we started that intro, you just reminded me that I need to get off the clock here. So I'm going to keep talking, but apologies for my eyes diverting here as I get clocked out.
Hey, got to have your head up at all times.
They love their bourbon down here, man. I'll tell you what. If you're not on the brown sauce, then you don't belong down here. So,
will you be down there for the pony wagers this weekend, or will you be back up in town by then?
No, I'll be back. In fact, it might be a little bit of an indictment on me, just as a sports following man, that I wasn't aware of the fact that the Derby is this Saturday.
When you're down there.
So I'm gonna be out of here on Thursday night. So I'm not actually gonna be down here for the Derby, but I didn't know that it was the Derby on Saturday until I walked past about 1 billion pieces of Derby merchandise in the Lexington airport whenever my flight got in. So yeah, I mean it's the Super Bowl down here, and they're gonna have a good.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely for a summer episode. We'll save it for a summer episode, but I can tell you the story of how I am a minority horse owner.
Yeah,
I know about me.
Yeah, so to be very clear, we're operating on a tight schedule here tonight. So brevity is key, but I will need that story from you.
Yeah, no, that is a summer story. That's the first thing to write down for the summer. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here on Havin Fun Hockey. We're trying to become the biggest 20 follower hockey podcast in the world. We're trying to upgrade from 10. Don't want to get too much hubris. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But that is the direction we are looking to head. One team, Adam, who I wouldn't be upset with for having hubris at the moment is the Buffalo Sabres. We don't know the score. The final score of that game yet is 1-1 as we are taping right now at 10:09 p.m. Cleveland time. Good guy of the week, though, Adam. Is there anyone else in the world it could go to right now than the Blade Gang?
No, man, this is what it's all about, right? Like, we talk about how hockey is just like the absolute best. The Blade Gang is the encapsulation of everything great about this league, this sport, everything, right? Like, you got the fellas there down in the corner, just getting a little lubed up before every game there in Buffalo. It's been a long time since 2011 since they could get geared up to go for a playoff game. These guys have done it the right way, I'll tell you. I think I had maybe mentioned it before, maybe last week when we talked, but like them going down the street, downtown Buffalo, people are literally rolling down their car windows and they're just going down the line like it's the Selly line, giving high fives to people. They're beating the hell out of Cam Neely, the UFC dummy, all the time. Tonight, Game 5, as we await to see the outcome of this overtime, they were the honorary drum bangers at the beginning of the game. I don't know if you caught that, Jack.
Yeah. Massive upgrade over Josh Allen, by the way.
I don't know.
They lost to Josh. They lost to Josh.
I know they lost with Josh, but I don't put that on Josh. I think that was sick. But the Blade Gang is even.
No one ever pins losses on Josh Allen. That's all I'm gonna say.
This is a hockey show, so I'm not gonna comment on Josh Allen. But these guys, I think it's just I think it's cooler, right? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say.
Josh Allen's going to have the keys to the city for a long time, but like in this present moment, these guys have more stock than Josh Allen and City of Buffalo, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say too, dude, just even in general, like if you get a point where you always think of Boston as one of those cities in sports where it's like, if there's a building you're not walking into and taking it over and planting your flag, the Baker Mayfield, wave it around, throw it down, it's Boston. And the way that the Buffalo fans came in, obviously it helps when you go out there and skunk them by a touchdown, like, hey, that's going to make things a lot easier for the visiting crowd. But to hear the "Let's Go Buffalo" chants ring that loud at the TD Garden, like that's like, well, swine's flying out your window, you know.
And the Blade Gang was right there too, man.
Oh yeah.
Lead from the front, like
exactly lead from the front.
They lead from the front, man. They're there in enemy territory. They're waving the Sabres flag. They're up and down the streets right outside Bobby Orr's statue, letting them know who's got a hold of the series right now. and it seems like they're doing it the right way too. You know what I mean? Like these guys aren't scumbags. They're just enjoying the hell out of their team.
Yeah, they're not f-bombing in front of little kids or spilling beers on people. It's just wholesome. Adam, I would say they're having fun.
Just that's what it's all about. Rule number one: have fun. These guys are having fun. They're doing it the right way. Go Sabres! I hope they win tonight. I hope they close the series out for the Blade Gang, because the Blade Gang banged the drum tonight. And I hope that the Blade Gang is back to bang the drum again. I think that they should be a recurring drum banging conglomerate, the Blade Gang. So
you think maybe like a until they lose type B, or is it
to say that? Yep.
Okay? And so I like that. Adam, I'm a big fan of that. We're definitely going to have to filibuster about the Sabres and Bruins series as long as possible. Maybe until we get past Puckdoku, honestly. So until we talk about it, as that's going on, you get the 20-minute bill in between periods. Adam, in the East, though, do you want to start with your fellas then, since we'll lay off that, or do you want to go Lightning Habs first?
If it's all right, I'll just take a few seconds to say some stuff about the actual on ice stuff with the Bruins and the Sabres.
Well, I was gonna say, do you want to wait till that game wraps?
Well, they're at intermission right now, going into overtime, so they're not live.
No, that's what I was trying to say. Though, is I think by the time we finish everything else, we might have an answer.
I like that audible at the line from you. Way to talk me off that. That's good. Yep. Can. We're going to that now. We're going to that. Okay. Yeah. So where did you want me to start here? Pens?
I was going to say, do you want to go Pens, or do you want to start with Tampa, Montreal?
Pens will be quicker. So I'll go with them. It's very simple, Jack. I think I might have said this, but like they finally have just decided to play hockey. It's no longer like, let's just see how much we can fight and everything. I am going to go back in time a little bit to game 3 though, because a lot of people are trying to pin a lot of what has happened in this series on officiating. I'm not going to get into that. I don't really care. I don't think that the officiating was the reason that the Penguins lost 3 games in a row, or why it's 3-2 now. The only thing that I was really upset about was game 3. Travis Konechny tried to kick Brian Rust. It's very clear and obvious in the video that's during the skirmish after, Konechny throws a little elbow, like whatever, that kind of stuff's going to happen, right? Brian Rust has him down on the ground. He's throwing shots at him, whatever. Like, cool. Call whatever you want out of that. I don't care. But whenever a guy tries to kick somebody, and people are trying to say, oh, he's trying to swipe his leg out, blah, blah, blah. No, like it's they got that nice camera embedded in the boards by the trapezoid. All they want to talk about all night long is like, oh, look at this save from this camera angle we've got, and all this blah, blah, blah. But then whenever you can actually see a guy take a swipe at somebody's back of their legs with his skate, then it's like, oh, well, let's just brush that. That's irrelevant. We don't care about that. Should have been a match penalty. Regardless of injury occurring or not, that's a 5-minute major. Guys out of the game, and I am shocked there was no supplemental discipline. So that's my rant about that. But it's very simple. The Penguins have decided to actually play hockey now.
Well, I was going to say, or I guess ask you about the series, like where your mindset's at. Is like, I always think anytime a team goes down 3-0, my head goes to the classic Kevin Millar, like, don't let us win one, right? You get the first one, you keep going. Adam, you're at a point now where if you can find a way to walk out of the Wells Fargo Center with your season intact, like if there is still if there's a little bit of a heart murmur going up on the screen right at the hospital bed, you are heading back into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for a Game 7 at home, down 3-0 with Sidney Crosby's last big run on the line. Like, I mean, is there a bigger swing of momentum you could possibly get in sports than what could come in Game 6?
It's very weird, man. Like, the Penguins have had some embarrassing playoff series losses, like, since they won in back-to-back 16-17, and
Islanders.
There have been years where I've just really, like, you can just feel that you've got no confidence in that team once they go down in the series or a game. This team is very different. It's strange. Maybe I'm a bit delusional. Maybe I'm a bit biased. Maybe I'm, a little bit drunk sometimes. Maybe it's all three.
Yeah,
but
typically it's a hat trick.
But dude, like, something about this team is just like, we're down 3-0, and still I was just like we can win. Like, what's to say that we can't beat the Flyers? It's like I said, like we were down 3-0, and we hadn't even like actually played hockey. We were just like WWE for the
Yeah.
first few games.
SmackDown.
It's like, come on, boys! Like, and now you see it. Like now it's like, okay, like we finally have just realized that if we don't give a shit about that and we just actually play, then it's a very winnable game every single time we go out there. They're much better than the Flyers, in my opinion, in terms of the talent, but also the depth. And goaltending has really been like the only thing that you could give them the advantage in. Vladar's been pretty good outside of the couple circus goals that he's given up in the past 2 games. But I mean, yeah, man, it's like I don't really feel that worried about the Pens. We take it one game at a time, like you said. All you got to do is get out of the Wells Fargo Center here with a pulse, and then anything can happen in a Game 7. And if I've got 87 on my team, then I feel really good about my chances in that game.
I was going to say in an elimination do-or-die game, you have to with a guy like Sid on your squad.
I don't want to get over my skis here, but like I will come on here and have an all-time moment if by this time next week we meet again and the Penguins are playing the Carolina Hurricanes in round 2.
I would be so happy myself. I thought you were about to pull a Messier, a little 94 Messier guarantee, and I was like, oh. So I've never taken you as a type of hockey fan to pull one of those. Adam, another series where you very, very, very well may be seeing a Game 7 is the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. Adam, this is such an interesting one because I believe entering the playoffs, the Lightning had the second best betting odds to win the Stanley Cup. The Canadiens, like more of an upstart. You fight, you battle to get into the playoffs. Obviously, if you were listening to Having Fun Hockey leading up to the playoffs, we had a nice little gutted out segment on the Canadiens' young nucleus, them getting to the playoffs. They shock in Game 1. You hold serve. The Lightning are battling injuries. Obviously, we can go retrospective as well. Don't get me wrong. How do you see this series shaking out from this point forward? If you could throw that little Swami crystal ball at me.
Man, there's so many different angles I could come at you with this one.
Johnny on the spot.
I guess we'll work backwards here. I'll get to the point. I think the Lightning are going to win, and I think that it's going to go 7. And really, it's just like it's so tough to predict, but my gut tells me the Lightning, just because of what they showed me in Game 4. Like everybody knows how pivotal Game 4s are in every series that's a best of 7, really. But like, man, that was one of the best hockey games ever, and like it might as well have been another overtime game in that series, right? The first 3 games went to overtime.
Yeah,
and that one was a 1-goal game, but it felt like once the Lightning got that 3rd goal, it was like, man, like that could be it type of thing, right? So the fact that they found a way to win that game, draw the series even, going back to home ice, that tells me that they just won't be denied, Like the Canadiens are a really, really, really good team, and I think it's going to go 7 because I don't think there's a world where Tampa can rattle off 3 in a row against them.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, but like Montreal is like just too skilled to be taken out that way, I think. And they played against the Capitals last year, right? So like they lost that series in 5. They're already 2-2 in this one. They're a little bit, they can feel the competitive juices, but
yeah,
they just they drew a little bit of a short straw in terms of the opponent that they've got. I think Brandon Hagel's going to continue to be the reason why Tampa wins the series ultimately. I mean, talk about a guy that has just decided that he's going to take over. Honestly, I kind of thought it would be Kucherov just with the regular season that he's had. And
not a crazy thought.
And kind of like the fact that he's been a little dormant in recent playoffs, right? Like I thought he was going to come back on a mission this year. Not that he's been bad. I just think he could be a little more noticeable. Hagel is noticeable everywhere. He's dummying Slafkovsky. He fights him in Game 2, drops him. They win that game in overtime. He's got like 6 goals in the series already. His fingerprints are all over it. He's insane. He's just decided that he's going to take over. It's almost like Sam Bennett, last year in the playoffs with his Conn Smythe type of run where he's just like he's blowing guys up, he's scoring all the time, he's possessing the puck, he's controlling play when he's out there. It's very fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say I think the one thing is And why I agree with you, I think the Lightning are going to win the series. And it's funny, the example I'm going to use for this actually ended up being pretty wrong. But I love the way we talked about last week, where it's like, hey, like if you're the Ducks, like, man, if you get a game where McDavid's not like McDavid's zero, like you're like, damn, like probably got to win that game to win the series. Hey, it turns out that might not be true for the folks out at the Honda Center. They might be okay. But it feels like anytime you have a giant or a team that has the plethora of playoff experience that the Lightning do, like if you have been in that position in game 4 in your building after I remember just like scrolling Instagram after game 3, like the videos of the Bell Centra. I mean, just ridiculous. Like, I mean, Biebercello was awesome. That was like French Canadian Lollapalooza. Like, I mean, that it was ruckus in there, like straight bedlam. If you find a way to get them 3-1, like I mean, hey, I mean, it's not done obviously, but I mean, you're in a real good spot. Like I'm a big believer in the what is dead may never die theory, and when you have a team like the Lightning and you have a chance to start to throw that knockout punch and you don't, or you can't, or they block it, they dodge it, you got one coming back the other way.
That you said it. You said it so perfectly. They had their foot on their neck and they just didn't step on it. Like
no, and you have to against those kind of teams in the playoffs, or that they are going to make it hurt every single time.
As good as the Lightning are, if Montreal goes up 3-1 in that series, I like Tampa Bay's phenomenal, but like Montreal's just too good to lose 3 in a row in that situation. I think like I have to think they find a way to get it done if they win game 4. So now they're in a best of 3, and it's like it's more of a coin flip. So you said it.
Just wanted your quick thoughts, because a guy who like obviously he kind of had a breakout. I think it's fair to say a breakout year. He's had a decent playoff so far. JJ Moser, I think he is so fun to watch. That kid is ridiculous.
Yeah,
isn't he like sub 25?
Yeah, he's not. He's probably around 25. Yeah, they just signed him to like an 8-year ticket too, and like that's why these guys like Julien Brisebois are like number one watching their team in the playoffs right now, but also just like in the position that he's in to begin with, because like how many people who are just the average Joe hockey fan would have looked at JJ Moser from Utah/Arizona from the past couple of years and been like, oh yeah, like we have to lock this guy up immediately. Like that's just unbelievable. The Lightning's pro scouting is ridiculous. The amount of guys like, they've traded.
That's how you're good for 15 years in a row without paying the Pied Piper.
They trade away picks.
2013 they went to the Cup?
2023, you said?
No, when was the like way back Ben Bishop first one? Like 2013?
Did the Lightning won the
Cup?
Cup?
2015 when they lost.
They lost in 2015.
No, so it was 2015, not 13. But
Yeah.
even then, 2015, that's a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
No, yeah, they're sick. So yes, JJ Moser, and that goal he scored, dude, he just, man, he walked that blue line so pretty, and then back bar. That was, yeah, he's sick.
Just absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
Adam, I don't think there's a ton to hit on in the Canes series. Obviously, we'll try and filibuster our way through to the Sabres eventually at some point. If not, I'll edit it back in right into this spot.
They are back now, by the way.
Okay, so that's huge. That is huge. I do not have the contest on in overtime, so I will need you to be my Rick Jenneret. Thing I wanted to hit on, though, I guess, because we're going to have time to talk about the Canes. They're going to be moving on to the playoffs. We can hit on them later. Senators. Big story is Brady Tkachuk. Will they move on from him? Will he get traded? Will it be something that happens like in next season? Maybe not this off season. Just your way too early Brady Tkachuk landing spot prediction.
There's just been a lot of noise around this guy, huh? Like, and a lot
more noise when he's a Florida Panther.
A lot of it is self-inflicted, man. Like, because right now it's not fun noise for Brady. Like, It used to be fun noise before, whenever he was just kind of riding his brother's coattails, and then whenever they won the gold medal, and the Bruins. Oh, I'm sorry, I just cut myself off. This goal's getting waved off. There was a puck thrown at Alex Lyon, was wedged underneath his pad, and then a Bruin player speared underneath the pad for the puck to go in, immediately waved off. So we'll keep playing there. Anyway.
Thank you for giving a clear and concise ruling on a goal. Dave Jackson, I know you are listening at home. Please take notes.
Yeah. We'll see what happens here. as this unfolds. But the call on the ice is no goal. Anyway, Brady Tkachuk, it's all bad noise right now. He'd be smart to go into hiding for a little bit and talk this over with loved ones and dear friends and let the noise die down a little bit. Who knows how much it will, given that this guy has a friggin' podcast and has to talk about stuff however often they release that, which surely can't add any kind of good fuel to the fire. But
I would never do a podcast if I was an active athlete.
That's the thing, Jack. It's like, it's kind of like everybody it feels like that's the new wave, right? I feel like, especially with like the NBA, not that I follow the association at all, but it feels like
podcast P, playoff P, pandemic P.
Yeah, it feels like half the league's got a podcast. I just seen a commercial that Anthony Davis is going to be like the Impractical Jokers now.
Why? Who in the world wants to see Anthony Davis do that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, and as far as I know, like, he's still under contract and playing
25 fucking games a year.
Yeah, maybe it's because he's always got a broken toe. I don't know. Yeah. But
it's actually that I think you said his name wrong, Adam. It is Anthony Day 2 Davis.
Yeah. I mean, I just I get that from a league standpoint, they probably like that a lot just because, grow the game.
Definitely
even as a player, right? Like,
as a fan, I love it.
And even as a player, right? Like, you get a lot more exposure for your own personal brand. I'm sure they make a little bit of dough off that too, right? Like, so good for them. But this is the kind of stuff they don't tell you about, is whenever you have 0 points in 4 playoff games, your team has the worst 5-on-3 power play of all time, and you get swept out in the first round. So I think everybody in Ottawa should just breathe, is my answer. Like, everybody should breathe. Everybody should go to the pool. Everybody should have a couple of cocktails of their choice and just take a couple deep breaths and come back later and think about it after they've had time for the dust to settle, the emotions to cool down.
No doing dust, though.
No, not unless you want to go full Yuri Hoodler mode. But yeah, I just, the answer right now is that no one probably knows, and that's okay. It's okay to not make a decision right now. That would be my advice as somebody who's never played in the NHL to Brady Tkachuk.
Absolutely. Moving on over to the Wild West. Adam, I think we absolutely have to start with the batshit crazy ending to Game 4 of the Edmonton Oilers and the Anaheim Ducks. Adam, your initial thoughts on a puck that was probably I think this is no hyperbole, as close as humanly possible to being in or not in the net, depending on who you're a fan of.
I don't think that I'm going to disagree with you on that. I don't think it matters who you're a fan of here.
Well, if you're an Edmonton fan, you might disagree.
Edmonton fans are the only people that are going to disagree.
Yeah, I know.
It affected their team. But I think that every Edmonton fan in their heart knows that the right thing happened in that situation, right? So the other thing I'll say about that, a lot of discourse online about how, like, well, if they hadn't called that a goal on the ice, then it wouldn't have, they wouldn't have been able to call it a goal after review because it wasn't conclusive, right? That's what a lot of people who are emotional and in a lot of cases, I'm generalizing, uneducated on the situation, right? The reality of it is that, yes, I'm in agreement with them that none of the referees on the ice should have called it a goal on the ice. That I can agree with. But what people don't understand is that just because they called it a goal on the ice doesn't guarantee that it's going to remain a goal after replay. So what I mean by that is that whenever they went to the situation room didn't say this is a goal because there's not conclusive evidence, therefore the call on the ice stands. What the situation room said, Jack, was this is a goal because after further review, we have determined that there is conclusive evidence to call this a goal. And so even if they had called that no goal on the ice, which they should have, the situation room coming to the conclusion that they did, that it was a conclusive goal, tells me that the call on the ice was irrelevant and that would have been the outcome no matter what. And so, as I was saying, I think that that common sense prevailed here in the end, because everybody, I think looks at that and realizes that the geometry adds up to it being over the line pretty clearly, in my opinion. But I don't know if you've got anything else on this, but I just think that that's an important part of it to highlight for some people who didn't understand the decision-making process for that overtime goal.
No, Adam, I think that was very eloquently put in terms of, I think especially like the I guess, possible disagreement of refs calling on the ice. It's like impossible to tell from that angle, obviously. I don't know. I think my biggest thing is that just the West is so back, specifically the Anaheim Ducks, in terms of just fun playoff hockey. Like, I think for our gen growing up, like the crazy, like, I guess like Ryan Kessler is the name of it. It's coming first in my head. Like era of Anaheim Ducks. Was it who they come back down like 3-0 with like 3 minutes left?
I think it was the Oilers. That was like Corey Perry and
was that the Oilers too?
I think it was the Oil.
Oh no shit! So I mean, even perfect. Like it's just like that wild. And I don't know. It's such a weird spot because like no, I mean obviously like the Ducks had an incredible year and got to the spot for a reason, like deserved to be where they were. But like to see the Oil down 3-1 right now is ridiculous. Like I think now, and again, this is just the working in sports media part of me. Like this is where your head always has to go when a good team starts losing in the playoffs. Is how much length does their star player truly have in that town? So I don't want to take that conversation there yet because the series isn't over. We don't want to get to that point. We can have all summer to talk about where Connor McDavid will play hockey next. But my biggest thing is that I want to give a shout out to another young defenseman because I guess that's just going to be what I'm going to do this episode, and that would be Jackson LaCombe, pictured down here too. My right, your left on the screen. Adam, I like barely knew who this kid was coming into him making the Olympic team, and then just like, bam, this kid's a fucking superstar.
You hear about Jackson LaCombe. He's a Minnesota Gopher. Kind of like comes up, and like the thing that I think told me that Jackson LaCombe was a stud and kind of a sleeping giant that nobody really knew about was whenever Pat Verbeek just handed him his 8-year contract like that at the very beginning of the season, because from everything that I understand, Pat Verbeek is one of the more difficult general managers to negotiate with as an agent and really just kind of get anything done quickly and smoothly. And
him and Alan Walsh gotta have battles,
dude. Yeah, I can't even imagine. But and I don't know who represents Jackson LaCombe, but they must have had the most splendid experience that anybody's ever had with Pat Verbeek, because Pat Verbeek understood that this guy would be doing what he is right now in the playoffs. I think that coming into tonight, Jackie's leading the playoffs in points, which is just silly. One, it tells you how good he is. Two, it tells you how little defense is being played in this series overall. But he's got 1 goal, 7 assists. Granted, McDavid's a little banged up, but he is he doesn't look out of place defending that guy. There's really nobody else.
And everyone looks out of place defending that guy.
No, and there's really no one else to defend on the Oilers. But Jackson LaCombe is the X factor. He's out there all the friggin' time, dude. Joel Quenneville.
His agent is NHL super agent Pat Brisson, father of the recently recalled Brendan Brisson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pat Brisson. Pat Brisson makes
he's Crosby's agent, right? Or was he?
Yeah, he is. He makes 8 million bananas every year just because he's the sickest agent in the world. So shout out to Pat Brisson. But I couldn't agree more with everything you have to say about Jackson LaCombe. He's a beast. He
is absolutely incredible. Do you want to hit Vegas yet next, since they're done? I mean, the Wild are up 3-1 right now. We can talk about them first.
We got an update. David Pasternak has just sent the series back to Boston here for a game 6. He's just scored on Alex Line. He's just given it to the crowd in the corner.
And you'd have to think we are the first official live reaction to, look at that overlay, Adam. We're already back. We're already flipped back into the East. I mean, before we even know it.
Dude, and this guy's money, Pasternak. He's money. Alex Tuck with a beautiful chance here just moments before, and it goes off the pad of Swayman. He doesn't elevate it enough through a little bit of a screen. How does this play happen? Hampus Lindholm just finds him streaking through the neutral zone. He beats Samuelson. gets in alone on Lyon. Man, he just throws on the brakes, fakes hard left to his backhand, and then he's got the whole net wide open on the forehand here. That's just really special. That guy's a hell of a player, David Pastrnak. You can't expect the Bruins to just roll over and die. Sucks they couldn't get it done for the Blade Gang tonight. I'm devastated for the Blade Gang, really. We'll see if TD Garden can show back up here. Man, I'll tell you what, maybe one of the better middle fingers you'll ever see from one of these guys in Buffalo. Goat head, black and red here in like the first row of the corner when Pastrnak.
I mean, is it like a firm hard middle? Like what is the
Pastrnak goes in for the celly, and I mean this guy is just like full on bang right in his face.
So is he holding something preventing it from being a double bird, or is he just going for the set?
I think he had a beverage. Yeah.
Well, see, I was gonna say actually, I think the default like sarcastic or mad at a sporting event is the double. It would have actually been such a power move to just throw the one up with a free hand. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just give him this is real, buddy.
Sorry, that was a crazy.
No. Do you want to pivot back and hit your thoughts on Sabres and Bruins real quick?
Yeah, my only thoughts on the Sabres is that gutsy couple of wins by them in Boston. Like they dominated, they just rolled them. But I don't think it's too shocking because they're just deeper. I think they're just a better team than Boston. Now, like I said, Pasternak's a dog. Like your best players got to find a way to win you some games in the playoffs, and Pastrnak just did that for them. So good for them. And Swayman had another good game, right? Like Swayman and Pastrnak, two best players on the Bruins. Good for them. I had a thought just from watching Zach Benson.
Oh, Zach Benson is an Eastern Conference player that is so on me. I misread the transition.
You're good. Zach Benson to me is like I'd be willing to put a lot of money on him being the next Brad Marchand.
See, I was gonna say I think he's like the opposite of Walmart. He is like a Louis Vuitton Michael Bunting.
I think this guy's going to enjoy himself a way better career than Michael Bunting.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's like a.
Not that Michael Bunting's a bad player, but
no, he's like the Wayne Gretzky of Michael Bunting.
This guy's going to be way closer to Brad Marchand than Michael Bunting. He just is the same kind of prototype to me. Like he's an undersized guy that's just a complete rat. He's not scared to be a piece of shit and go to the areas that make him a piece of shit to play against. He's skilled. He's very skilled. He's got unbelievable vision. He opens the hips up. He goes 10-2 on the clock. And I mean, I just like his game a whole lot. And Buffalo's a really good team, so I feel like he maybe doesn't get like all the top six and power play ice time right now. But like he's only like 20 years old, I think. And he is nasty. He's got like a buzz cut right now. I
don't think they're ever confident enough to trade Savoy in the first place if they didn't believe in what Benson project exactly what Benson would become.
Yeah, him among others, like this Noah Ostlund guy too. Even like
Vegas draft pick. Well, not Vegas draft pick. Vegas pick.
Consta Helenius is another one I think of too. Like they got guys, but Zach Benson is like a playoff build type player. Like his game, you can just see it. Like it fits the playoffs, kind of like a Brad Marchand. So I just wanted to say that and pump Zach Benson's tires a little bit. But I expect that the Sabres will bear down and find a way to get this done in 6. I think the Bruins are toast, and Lindy Ruff, I think we'll have the boys ready to go. I'd like to see Buffalo win that in 6. So we can move on to the West now. That's all I got on the Sabres. If you're good with that.
Perfect. Back into the West. I think let's stave off the Stars and Wild a little bit here. 4-2 right now. The Wild up in that one.
I do just want to. I know we were in the middle of Anaheim whenever that game ended. So
we were going into that game though, or that series.
Sweet.
So let's just hit let's hit Vegas next because I know we wanted to do LA last. So we could use that to hit over to the DB of the week, which no spoilers, but you might have an idea now listening at home of who it's going to be. Vegas series, Adam. So now you're sitting 2-2 in another wild game 4 in the Western Conference to get those two teams sitting back tied at 2-2 where they're at. I mean, Adam, I'm just at the point where I'm just hoping that it's not like a gun to my head, half a bottle of Jack Daniels, like, will Mitch Marner ever score a playoff goal conversation next week? But I'm feeling really good about it. I mean, I have like a I have like a ruha, like a breath of life for the Vegas Golden Knights at the moment. I mean, it was just so weird entering Game 4, not to go too deep into a Vegas Golden Knights tangent that no one gives a fuck about. But Torts is like, hey, like, we're not changing anything. Like not like we're sticking to our guns. No one's everyone shut up. We're fine, right? We're fine. Nothing is wrong here at all. And immediately following that, they call up Brendan Brisson and Trevor Connolly, and everyone's like, oh, like, all right, like, so are these kids going in? And then Dorofeev scores a goal 5 minutes in. He gets shit canned to the bench with Tomas Hertl. Those two were like Elmer's glue on the ass for the last half of the game. The two of the three highest goal scorers in the regular season, I again cannot state this, were ass on the bench when the season was like that team is in such a weird spot. Carter Hart in his last 2 games has a below 8 save percentage. He couldn't stop a fucking beach ball if it hit him in the face. But like now you can't move off of him because you just like if you lost that game, like sure down 3-1, go let Hilly try and win you a series. But like you got to keep Carter Hart now. And like as you pointed out, like Torts is so adamant about playing Carter Hart. I don't know. This is just a great series. Nick Schmaltz was awesome last night. I mean, the amount of just like young, fun Mammoth players they have, dude. Like they're like what everyone thought the Kraken were going to be when they had that like fun first playoff run and beat the Avalanche. Like Lawson Krause is ridiculous too. They got a fun team, dude. Like they're young and they're going to be good for a really long time. And that building, as someone who watched on the Mountain Sports Network off of courtesy of Crack Streams, Adam, that building was fucking electric.
This is a very, very fun series.
Is it not?
Very, very fun. I'm glad that we have your Vegas insight here because to me it makes it that much more enjoyable. Dude, like if the NHL, if you could take like a team that would be like a drama reality type show.
Vegas is an NBA team.
All you would need to do is go in behind the curtain in Vegas, I think. Dude, like I think there's so much stuff going on there. It's fascinating to fire your coach that late and then bring in John Tortorella. You talk about like how he just like refuses to go off Carter Hart. It's like I know that Carter Hart played for him before, but like what did Aiden Hill do to like just not even get a sniff from Tortorella? And then like
a real awful regular season. But I mean outside like it's a guy who won a cup 2 years ago.
But like in the playoffs though, like when you're looking for something, right? And like the goalie's like always the first thing that guys go to, I feel like. But
I mean, shit, it's not going to be, hey, throw Brendan Saad back in the lineup at 45 years old. Like, you know, like if you're going to get like a spark plug, it's got to be goalie.
And then you're talking about like Dorofeev and Hertl getting benched. Like Tomas Hertl is like a checking forward on this team now. He hasn't scored in like 30 games.
He hasn't scored since before Adam,
we didn't get a show.
We hadn't even conceptualized doing a fucking podcast together the last time Tomas Hertl scored a goal.
No, he didn't. He's never scored in a universe where this has existed.
Yeah, we might be his downfall.
But dude, like to have a guy like him and like you said, Dorofeev like planted on the bench. It's like after they just stormed back. Like I get it. Like sometimes guys might be a little bit more like, you know, more offensive minded, less defensively responsible. But like if you're in a game where like you need a frigging goal, then like, you know, so you get that. And like
Dorofeev and I know like Dorofeev's turnover led directly to the first goal. I think it was a really bad turnover, but still like when you have a team who's predicated around guys like Eichel and Marner who are inherently like pass first guys, like they're not shooters, and like Mark Stone, great two-way forward, but like Mark Stone's not a 50 goal scorer. Like there's no one on that team who can put the puck in the net. Like you have to have Pavel Dorofeev like rolling out there just purely off of the fact that he is a goal scorer and no one else on the team is.
That and just for like managing minutes for the rest of your players too. Like especially in the playoffs, like I feel like you got to find a way to just like get them out there a little bit just to give some of your other guys a rest at the very least, right?
Like Smith, 22, he was out. He had 5 too many shifts last night because of those exact reasons that we talked about.
Yeah, man. Like
You're right about. I think the biggest thing,
a drama thing,
dude, there have been literally two sacred things in the history of the Golden Knights organization, Adam, as someone who's been there from the get. The Golden Misfit line of Riley Smith, William Karlsson, and Jonathan Marchessault, and Marc-Andre Fleury being the starting goaltender. The Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup and immediately get rid of two of the three on the Golden Misfits line the offseason after winning the Cup. And Alan Walsh ends up tweeting a picture of a sword going into, that's the most NBA shit ever. Alan Walsh tweets a sword going into Marc-Andre Fleury's back with DeBoer in blood red on the sword.
And where I'm going with all this is that in a game like last night, it's almost like John Tortorella is not even trying to really coach to win the game. It's like he's it's like he looked at all the guys before the game started and was like, I'm not going to change anything. And even when he benches certain guys, and that's the only change he makes, it's like he's just looking at everybody in the face and he's just like, fuck you guys. Go find a way to win if you're so good,
Yeah,
so,
exactly. I love it. It worked.
I give a ton of credit to guys like, Mark Stone and the guys who have been there before, because that was a classic game that they won last night that good teams win. Good teams win those games because you're up, the other team battles back, you're on the road, you go to overtime, and those are games where you just have to find a way, right? Forget everything that happened, in between the first face-off and whenever Shea Theodore wins the game for you. You got the win. You got the win.
That's
on the road, and now you're going home in a 2-2 series tie. Good teams win those games, and I think that they did it just to spite John Tortorella, in my opinion. I think that he just basically looked at him and said, you know what, you guys are so good, then go win this game. And they did it. So good for them. You got anything to say in particular on Game 4? Go ahead, but I have a couple general thoughts as well that are not necessarily as related to Game 4.
No, I don't have anything that specific. I guess. Yeah, no real qualms. I text you most of my qualms live when it comes to the VGK.
Yeah. Okay. So just a couple things that I was going to say is that I'm pumping their tires for how they just got that win. I think that at that same token, they have allowed Utah to have a couple of those moments for themselves in this series so far too, where I think we all could feel that they were going to be good pretty soon, but I think they're arriving a little bit quicker here. And this is a type of series where even though Vegas had a pretty poor regular season by their standards, it's still playoff hockey. They have Stanley Cup champions on that team, and they know how to play a playoff brand of hockey. Utah, not so much, obviously. So they're in this environment, and they have found ways to win games. They won on the road in Game 2, which really felt like a must-win for them, even though it probably wasn't. But it had that kind of vibe. Very tight checking game. They find a way to win that. They win at home. I think they'll learn from this Game 4 loss that they had, right? They are experiencing that they can come back in these kind of games, but they need to not dig themselves into holes like that anymore. But man, one guy in particular, the shout out to the Pittsburgh boy, Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley,
he's ridiculous, dude.
One player in this series. We knew Clayton Keller was ridiculous. I was clamoring for him to get more ice time in the Olympics because he is nasty. Nick Schmaltz, really, really good player for them. He has totally found his spot there in Utah alongside Keller. They are awesome together. But Logan Cooley, again, he's a Pittsburgh guy, so I feel like I've known a little bit about this guy prior to him even being in the NHL. Always just when you're always good growing up, you're gonna have points. He's got hands. He can skate like hell. Everybody's always known that about them. And even when I've watched him in the NHL, it's you can just see the skill. It just pours out of this guy. I've just had him labeled as such a pure skill guy in my mind all this time. But this guy has some sandpaper that I was not familiar with, dude. He is a piece of shit, and he is a playoff type of player. And maybe I'm foolish for not realizing that, right? Like this guy's played in World Junior Championships and stuff. Like he's played on big stages before where this is
a different stage though.
Yeah, but like you're right. This is the Stanley Cup Finals. This is his first time really kind of doing it pro. He has dug in this series, man. He like in game 2, he gets the game-winning goal. He goes right to the net. He's doing interviews after the game with Kevin Weeks. He's got like nicks all over his face and bruises. Like he is a
What I was gonna say too, to give him credit on that is like Vegas is a team too who's like known for their physical play. Like they're known for being agitators. They're known for shit talking like crazy after whistles. They're known for two-handing you, and like they are a dirty fucking team. As much as I love them, you know, like it is, especially as a youngster. Like it's not like he's moseying on into the playoffs playing some like soft as shit team, and it's like, oh, he had a nice series. Like no, like he's getting banged by a bunch of veterans who who have had very long and successful NHL careers like that. It makes it more impressive when you can go out there and do it against guys of that ilk who play with that kind of physicality.
You're exactly right. Which is why I'm all in on this guy. He's got grit, he's got sandpaper, and that's what you need. And he's gonna be a good player for a long time, man. And also, Dylan Guenther, silliest release in quite some time. This guy just wires it, insane. No clue how he does it. It's like I watch him and Chinikov on the Penguins too. Like Chinikov has a batshit wrister as well. It's crazy.
Noted Cleveland Cavaliers fan. That is.
Yes, that's true.
Adam, so do you want to go live? Or oh no, they're done. Never mind. Okay, so actually that is a point that is null and void. The Wild take the lead 3-2 in the series on the Stars now. With a 4-2 win. So 3-2 lead with a 4-2 win for those of you who have more than 5 brain cells out there, unlike myself. Adam, kind of big thing we talked about was the slower start for Kirill Kaprizov to the series. Obviously heated up, had a couple of points tonight. That team like back and moving now, basically based Kaprizov got the last one too as well. 3.9 for Kirill Kaprizov. Boldy had a goal as well. Zuccarello. But dude, it's so awesome, like how not to be ageist, but like with Zuccarello is definitely on the older end of things now. To see him scoring big playoff goals is still dope. Adam, just in general, how about this young Wild core and like finally seeing them step up in the playoffs?
I think I said it. Like I just felt like this was going to be the time for them. Like it's nothing against Dallas, really. Like everybody pegged this series to go 7. It's nothing against Dallas. I just think that like with the acquisition of Quinn Hughes and the time that some of these guys have had to marinate in terms of, you know, their experience in the NHL and playing in some playoffs for the Wild, like it was just their time. Matt Boldy is the man out there. He is the man. Like this Faber and Hughes pairing is the best in the league. Hands down, no question. People want to talk about Makar and Taves. That's a bunch of baloney. It's not.
That is mahogany compared to those.
Faber and Hughes right now are better. They are better. So you have that, right? Like just two guys to shut everything down that can provide offense. We talked about Brock Faber already and how sick he is, but I had said that I wanted Kaprizov to be the guy to take over in this series. I still think he can find another level because. Yeah, he's got 3 points tonight. He had the empty netter. He had a couple of assists, but Matt Boldy is just you can see his presence every time he's out there. I don't care what stats or analytics or any of that crap tell you. Like the playoffs are a time where sometimes you got to look at the eye test.
The eye test, yeah.
And dude, Matt Boldy is he's doing whatever he wants out there. He's a force of nature right now. So. He is a superstar, bona fide, no joke, and I think that he's making like 7 times 7 right now, which is just insane.
Criminal.
What a contract, dude. So yeah, I think that Matt Boldy is the story. He's the story. He's unbelievable. There's nothing really much more you can say about him. He's taking over, and I still think Kaprizov can be a little better for them, and will need to be, but. Boldy is so sick, and Zuccarello being back healthy, it can't be understated. Him and Kaprizov have insane chemistry. It's very natural for them. They work so well together. So Zuccarello and his 17-foot long stick being back in the lineup are massive for them. Massive.
Adam, last series out in the West, I'm sure we are going to have a lot of time to talk about the Colorado Avalanche over the next month and a half. I think that team is going to be sticking around in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Or I don't know, maybe actually they could get a tough. Would it be the Wild?
Who the Avalanche would play?
The winner of that series.
It's winner of that series. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, hey, that could be a tough one, but that'll be for sure fun to preview. Do you honestly kind of want to half use this? Because I mean, we're going to talk about the Avs in the future.
Yeah.
Real storyline. Do we do it?
There's not much to say about that.
Let's do it. We are going to rip it on over to the Hockey DB of the week, Adam, and we're a show that is built off respect. I think that's been a trend in the comments. You know, I was recording a separate MLB baseball immaculate grid with Tristan Wagon, and he was like, I hear you and Adam say this all the time, but like out of respect. So out of respect, Adam, a hell of an NHL career from Anze Kopitar came to an end this past week. We have to take a look back at this man's DB, a legend of the sport. Adam, one of the best two-way players of all time. Please take me through what we're seeing here.
A superstar, man. It's sad to see guys from the 05 draft starting to hang him up now, right? That draft holds a special place in my heart because Sidney Crosby went that year, and now you're seeing guys his age hang him up. Good for Anze Kopitar, man. He's going to get to spend some time with his family now, which seems like the main reason that he's doing this, because he is clearly still good enough to continue to play in this league. So that says a lot about where you're at if you can do what this guy did and call your own shot, have the farewell tour like he did. It sucks that they did not win a playoff game for him, but for them to find a way to get back into the dance was improbable enough, honestly. So at least he got to say that they made the playoffs one more time in his career. Man, like people. Well, let's start with this, right? You see the hardware. 2-time Stanley Cup champion, Frank J. Selke trophy winner, Lady Byng, Mark Messier NHL Leadership Award winner. Those are all accolades that are, to me, like, you know, the Art Ross, the Ted Lindsay, all that stuff is incredible. These mean just as much, man. Like, we're talking about the best league in the world, and you've got a trophy case with six pieces of hardware in it, plus your 2 Stanley Cups. You're unbelievable. You're an all-time player. This guy is absolutely in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. I think that, in particular, Jack, I don't have Patrice Bergeron's numbers off the top of my head, but like this guy draws a lot of comparisons from people in national media to like, oh, he's the Bergeron of the West. Dude, I think that Bergeron was the Kopitar of the East. This guy is a horse. I think he was better than Bergeron. I mean, maybe I'm crazy for saying that.
No, I don't think that's that wild. I mean, I think it's a matter of the fact that this guy just, you know. I mean, their points totals really aren't that far off.
This guy didn't play on Cleveland time, so just not as many people saw him.
That is true. He was not lucky enough to be on Cleveland time.
Yeah.
I will say my personal favorite thing about Anze Kopitar, Adam, outside of like the dark visor, because I think that's one of the cool. Any guy who rocks a dark visor for any portion of their career is a legend in my book. The fact that, Adam, I mean, so many hockey players you hear. I mean, the United States, you hear Canada, you hear Sweden, hell, you hear Slovakia. Rarely do you get a guy coming out of the chin of Jesenice, Slovenia in the NHL, Adam. I mean, just cool. Because I remember, gosh, I don't know if it was an Olympics or if it was just a World Championships. But like I remember seeing him in like the Slovenian. I want to say it's like a blue and red jersey with like a twang of green, like a little bit of like a lime green almost on it, and it was like just the like gosh, if I could go back and have a Darty jersey that I didn't have. Wow, I sound like a fucking loser. I probably would make it a Slovenian Anze Kopitar jersey, Adam.
Yeah, man, that's sick. The Slovenian, the fact that he's Slovenian, I mean, that's the whole reason that he fell in the draft that year, is because people were just like, they just didn't trust the fact that he was from Slovenia. So.
Oh, that was me on Wemby the whole way. I was like, who gives a fuck? He's 7'5", he can shoot threes. He's playing people in France.
joke's on them, because if you redraft 05, like, this guy goes number 2 every single time behind Crosby. So yeah, he's also probably the reason why the Blackhawks didn't win like 4 or 5 Stanley Cups.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of their 3. Like, when they won in 2012 and 2014, like they took down Chicago. And you talk about a guy who's point per game in the playoffs in both those years, 2012 and 2014. Like I said, 20 points in 2012. I think he had 26 in 2014. He's also playing shutdown minutes against all the
in the world.
Patrick Kane, Marian Hossa, Patrick Sharp, Jonathan Taves, all those guys, those juggernaut Blackhawks teams. That's to have the production level, and then also the grit, the awareness, the smarts to shut down the other team like that. I love two-way guys more than anything. So number 11 should be retired immediately in LA. In the crypto.com arena. It should be up there next to all the Lakers. All the, like, he's a legend of the sport. It would only be right for us to highlight him out of respect this week. Jack is the HockeyDB of the week. That's the only internet hockey database that we would provide for you. Over 1,300 points in his illustrious career. One of the best to ever rock the tinted visor, as you correctly pointed out. I just wish we could have seen him with a little bit of purple in the jersey one more time.
Oh yeah, the purple is so dope, dude. I remember too, like him in like the classic. They're kind of ugly, but like, do you remember the old like just crown logo they had?
Yeah,
like those jerseys are so dope. Like I remember like the purple one. Oh my gosh,
it's like his rookie year type stuff.
Yes, when he's like very, very young. Adam, do you want to hit the doku?
Let's wrap it up, baby.
Let's hit the Puckdoku. Score to beat, that was 11. So things got a little bit more difficult for the home team. But without further ado, April 28th, 2026, 11:04 p.m. Cleveland time. Once again, that is 2026, the year of our Lord. It is time for the doku. Let's do it. Adam.
Wow.
Oh, so nothing Kings for Anze Kopitar, though. I just saw the Kings and I got excited.
Yeah, man, you just said 11:04. Shout out to you for grinding your sack off here and going way over our.
Oh, we are so good. Adam, thoughts on 20 assists in a season for the Capitals? Jason Knuble.
Oh, it's a Mike Knuble.
It is Mike Knuble. It is Jason Knuble was a player on the Twins about 20 years ago that no one who is 23 years old in the world should know.
Now that you say that, Knuble does ring a bell for the MLB, but
you're right.
I do like Mike Knuble though.
It is Jason Knuble on the Twins. So yeah, Mike Knuble.
Let's see it through.
0.3. That's how we start, Adam. Adam, doesn't matter if you do this at 11:03 a.m., p.m., fucking Cleveland time, Pacific, Lexington. This grid's going 10. Okay, gosh.
Cody Ceci works top left, but he might be a little high. Let's think of some.
Phoenix Copley, top middle.
Wow. Yes. I love that name out of you.
Do you want to rip him now?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I can't see that being higher than a 2%.
And Adam, good thing you said higher than a 2% and not below a 2%.
Oh, that's awesome.
Way to handicap that one.
Mike Camilleri would be top right, but he might be a little high. But that's just a name for us to have in case.
Yeah.
I love bringing this guy's name up any chance I can, but Dinas Zubris, 20 assists for the Devils, I think, is one that would work if you're okay with that.
Yeah, Adam, I'm more than okay with it. I can spell his freaking last name. 1%, bang.
Awesome. That's really cool. 20 assists in a season. Unfortunately, Jack, I don't think that the right-handed shot finished.
Yeah, I don't think Yanni got there.
I don't think he did either. More of a shutdown guy. But just
do you want to be kind of gangster though if Rich Peverly had a 20 assist season for the Stars?
Can we check and see if it had to be with the Stars? Do we know? Can you? I don't know if that'll tell.
How to play.
There we go. If the cell represents both an award/stat and a team.
With the team.
Okay. So that changes things. Rich Peverly is a sick name, but that was after he was with the Bruins, though, right?
Yeah, it was.
I think of Vernon Fiddler was on the Stars, but I don't know if he ever had 20 assists in a year with them.
Brian Rafalski.
Brian Rafalski was a Red Wing and a Devil.
Oh, the more you know, the less you learn.
I don't know if he was a star.
Oh, shit. Okay, what if we did...
The Pims is going to be really tough for me. I'm not going to lie.
It's career, though, right? So at least that helps.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's not 500 in a fucking season, you moron.
Yeah, no, but still, that's... Pims are something that I'm not strong with.
Can I throw one in? Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Capitals 500 Pims. There's a guy named Ken Klee that was like an enforcer in the 90s. I would have to think he had 500 Pims if I know his name and he was a 90s enforcer.
Yeah, if he played enough NHL games, then I'm okay with that, yeah.
Let's see how many years he played. 94 to 09.
Yeah.
That's what yeah.
Get him in there.
0.3. There we go.
Yes, Jack.
There we go.
Yes. That is sick, dude.
We needed it. We needed an upset. Shout out to former John Carroll Sports Information Director Joe Ginley for when he was the St. Ignatius social media head for sports, and I would play Eashel with him while I was in high school. His name was Ken Klee.
That's sick, dude.
Shout out to him for the poll.
That's awesome. Thank you, Joe Ginley.
Shout out to Joe Ginley for this one. I'm tagging him in this video.
Nice, dude. That's a name that'll fire you up there, Ken Klee.
Get his jersey after this. Fuck.
Okay.
Eric Howlett was never a King.
Mm-mm.
Was Corey Schneider a King?
No. He was not. He was a Canuck. He was a Islander. He was a Devil. And I think that's it. Or he wasn't on the Kings. I'm not going to overthink that one.
What if we did... Stefan Robideau for 20 assists.
Stefan Robideau?
Yeah.
I like that name.
He has to have a 20 assist season. Has to.
If you're confident that he was on the Stars, then I'm okay with it.
Oh, I that's what I know him for.
Okay, then I trust you.
Okay, let's maybe I'm wrong.
I trust you. That's a good name. Like, I know the name.
Okay, 0.4. There we go.
You're fiery, Jack. You're having yourself a hell of a grid. What's our time look like?
We got 4 minutes left.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. I'm trying to think really hard. Did Brian Dumoulin have a shift with the Devils, Jack?
Oh, God. I do not know the answer to that.
Dude, I feel like he did. But I can't say for certain. I'm trying to think of like combinations of Penguins players for this top row. Did Blake Como ever play for the Kings, or did Blake Como have 500 Pims, Jack?
I wouldn't hate him having 500 Pims.
How long did Blake Como play for? I feel like he's a guy that plays on the edge, right?
Not answering, just typing to see how many. 06 to 22.
Wow. Do you remember David Clarkson, by the way? I just remember that.
I for sure remember David Clarkson.
He's got to have 500 Pims too, right? He was.
I would think so. He's a Devil. Do you want to go David Clarkson for 500 Pims?
Yeah, let's see his career timeline as well. But I feel like depending on how long he played for, he's got to have that number.
10 years, and he was injury prone. I will say that.
Okay, let's hold off on him. Damn, dude.
Jamie Langenbrunner.
I don't know if he had Pims.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, no, I mean, I feel like Scott Niedermayer would have like really high, right?
I don't know how many Pims he had either.
Was Ryan Reeves on the Stars?
Not that I recall.
Shit. I kind of felt good about that too. Fuck.
I think Darian Hatcher would be like number one, but that's probably your safety net there.
Still got about a little under 3.
Ilya Kovalchuk was on the Kings and the Devils, but that might be kind of high. I weirdly feel like Brian Dumoulin played for the Devils.
You want to lock it in top right?
Let me think on it. Because
we only got 2.5 minutes, and we don't have great answers across the board.
Can we see? Can we think of anybody better than Cody Ceci in like 10 seconds for the top left? Ben Bishop will probably be high up there, top left. You think?
Let's go Cody Ceci.
Okay. I hope he's not too high.
11 was going to be tough to beat anyways. Let's try and beat it, though, still, because we only have a minute and a half.
So let's think about what it would take if David Clarkson played for 7 seasons, okay? 500 divided by 7, you only need like...
You want to try him?
You only need like 72,
Or
73.
since we're already out, do you want to lock in Sean Avery bottom left just to see one through? Or Hatcher because he'll be lower?
Did Sean Avery play for the Stars?
He didn't?
I don't know. I remember him as like a Ranger and whatever.
Are you sure he wasn't a Star?
I don't know. I just don't remember. I can't say for sure that he was a Star.
That's you go Darren Hatcher.
He's going to be really high.
Well, we already lost the uniqueness.
Yeah, fair enough. Whatever.
13.
Dude, David Clarkson was a piece of shit. He had to get
40 seconds. Do you want to go Clarkson?
Yeah, take Clarkson.
Bang, 1%. And then
what time do we have?
We have 25 seconds.
Plenty of time here. Let's go.
Let's do Dumoulin.
Let's do Brian Dumoulin. Mike Camilleri would work here, but I think Brian Dumoulin is, yeah.
Dude, that's a good grid, 33.
I wish we could have gone a little lower on Hatcher, but that is a good grid, though.
That is not a bad grid whatsoever.
Dude, the names that you pulled were insane.
Dude, I had a good grid. I was very happy with my performance on this week's Doku. That is all the time we have for you guys. You're going to be back right here, same place, same time. That is 8 a.m. Cleveland time every single Wednesday. Adam, any parting words for the folks at home?
Jack O'Rourke has coined Cleveland time. Let it be known that
Cleveland time is official. It's here.
Cleveland time is what Jack O'Rourke operates on. It's what I operate on. He founded it. It's a great representation of what the city of Cleveland's all about. Unbiased, of course, me saying that as somebody from Pittsburgh. Normally I'd call it the mistake on the lake, but now it's just everybody out there is living on Cleveland time. And you know what? I am too. Ducks are down 3-0 here to the Oilers as we begin the second period.
Should have bet Ducks or should have bet Oilers in 7. What am I thinking?
We'll see how that one shakes out. I had a really sharp live bet the other night in which I looked at myself, Jack. I said, do I really think that Tristan Jarry is going to win this game while the Oilers are up 3-2 with however many under 10 minutes left? And I said, you know what? No, I'm going to bet against Tristan Jarry every time. And I live bet the Ducks to win that game a minute before Jeffrey Veal scored to tie it, and then they went on to win in overtime. So that's a little bit of a tangent there, but this was super fun.
This was possibly my favorite episode of the program so far.
Yeah, I appreciate the hell out of you bending your schedule to.
Hey, I appreciate you in the slums of Lexington, Kentucky at 11:16 p.m. here Cleveland time.
Not. Let me clarify that the people at the JW Marriott at Griffin Gate Resort have been fantastic, and so this very much feels like high living to me. Here in Kentucky. The only thing I'll say is that we faced severe weather last night, which nobody could have, done anything against. But I'm still standing today. So what are you going to do?
Hey, no rain delays for work. No rain delays for having fun hockey either. We'll catch you guys back this time